Hi everyone, welcome back to Natalie's Makeup Channel. For today's look, I wanted to go back to the glam side and create this smoky dramatic eyeliner with a pop of glitter for you. If you'd like to see how I achieved today's look, go ahead and keep watching. Let's get started. To start off with skin, I'm going in with my NYX Refresh Mist right all over the face. Letting that dry for just a second, going right on top with the Milk Hyaluronic Acid Primer. This one does dry a lot quicker, so make sure to buff that into the skin quickly. On top of that primer, using a spray from Pixi Beauty All Over. Once we have our mist and our primer down, today I'm mixing Urban Decay and Dose of Colors foundation, using a NYX Cosmetics brush, buffing this all over the skin. And because we are going for a summer dramatic eye look, and because it is a little bit hotter outside this month, make sure to use something that is going to stand in this heat. For today's foundation, I do like to mix the Urban Decay. That one is going to help with the longevity. And the trick with this one, definitely apply in sections over the face because it does dry a lot quicker than the Dose of Colors or Milani foundation. For this, when I apply in the smaller areas of the face and on the forehead around the hair, I do use a smaller concealer brush just to blend this in a little bit more seamlessly. And just to add a little bit more coverage in certain areas, going with a tad bit more of that foundation and the NYX foundation brush. Using one of my go-to concealers from ColourPop, I'm applying a little bit of this under the eye. As you can see, I tried a couple different things just because I didn't want it to be too much of a bright under eye look, so I blend this out with the NYX Professional Makeup brush. I also use a Morphe small concealer brush and blend out with my fingers. To set all of the liquids we have on our face, I'm going in with a Cover FX Loose Translucent Light Powder under the eyes. And this is a thick, dense pointer brush. With this brush, we want to make sure that we're tapping this product into the skin to really set our combination skin, especially if you do get a little bit more oily. Once we have that loose powder on the T-zone, I'm going in with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Porous Pressed Powder all over the skin. This is going to ensure that we have that translucent base and it mattifies all throughout the day. And to apply this translucent powder, I'm using a loose Bare Minerals brush. To start off with the contour and chiseling of the face, going in with my favorite NYX Cosmetics No Filter Mineral Powder. Using a denser contour brush, applying this all over the contours of my cheeks, on the forehead, and sides of the face. As you can see for this specific look, I do apply a little bit of the contour on the sides of the eye just to create that foxy, smoky eyeliner. Using my new Pixi Face palette and a contour a little bit deeper than the first, just to go right into the chisels of the cheeks. And this is definitely not necessary. If you have just one contour shade, of course just apply that one, but for me and for the contour I like to achieve, I like to build up with a couple different shades so it's not so harsh. Going in with that same Pixi contour, but a smaller eyeshadow brush to contour the nose and eyes. Applying a pink blush shade from that same Pixi palette right onto the apples of the cheeks. After blush, popping into that same Pixi palette with a highlight all over the high points of the face and the nose. Once we have most of our base done, hopping into eyebrows before we get started on our eye look. If you feel like when you do more dramatic eye looks and they do get a little bit messy, then you do not have to do your eyes last. You can absolutely do eyes first and then follow with eyebrows and foundation. Today I just wanted a simple straight brow with a little bit of fluffiness because the focus was on the glitter eye and we wanted to make sure it focused on the eyeliner. And using the NYX Precision Eyebrow Pencil, go in and fill those sparse areas of the brows. Once you fill your brows in, go ahead and clean that up with your favorite concealer. To clean up today's eyebrow look, I'm using a ColourPop concealer. And when we're defining the arch, make sure not to use too much of that concealer product, just a tiny bit, otherwise it will blend a little bit more harshly under the arch. Grabbing a Dose of Colors Katie Desi eyeshadow palette, I'm using the light browns just to contour the eye. This specific brush is a loose tapered brush I'm using to cut the crease a little bit more lightly, and you'll see I drag that color out on the outer corner. Usually I would bring it in a rounded shape and cut it right at the end of the eye, but I bring it out a little bit longer today to really accentuate the smoky eyeliner. This does not have to be neat. We're going to go over with several different browns and blend this into the skin. This first brown shade we use is just going to give us that map of where we're putting our liner. Using a different Dose of Colors eyeshadow palette, I'm going in with a slightly lighter brown shade just to diffuse this first brown we used before. As you can tell, I also switched over from that specific tapered brush over to a loose fluffy brush. This is just going to help us diffuse that product a little bit more. Now building up that eyeliner, I'm grabbing a dark brown from the Dose of Colors Desi Katie palette. I'm smudging this along the outer eye and bringing that up just to wing out that eyeliner a little bit more. And for this specific part, I'm using an extremely flat eyeshadow brush just to smudge along the eyeshadow line. And as you can see, I don't add more product, but using whatever I have left from doing the liner, I take a little bit in the outer crease just to create a fine line. And again, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. We are going to keep going over it with darker browns and a black. And here, using the remaining eyeshadow that I have on the brush just to cut that crease a little bit more, but I do focus that on the outside of the crease and don't go so much towards the nose. And just applying that same brown right towards the inside of the eye. I decided I did want to add black after all, so I go in with a little bit more of that brown just to really give it the smokiness. That way we can add the black a lot closer to the lash line. And notice I do drag out that color on the outer eye and bring it under the lash line as well because we want to add some of that smokiness. Using an Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner, I'm going on the bottom lash line and dragging that into the outer corner. You can smudge with your finger, or you can also smudge with a small pencil brush as well. These are some of my favorite eyeliners. I absolutely love them if you have more of a sensitive eye, if you wear contacts, or if you have watery eyes. I will say when you're applying them, if you want to smudge them, just work very, very quickly because it is a gel consistency and it will dry fast. For today's application, I do smudge with the finger, but then to create more of that defined line, I went back in and smudged with my specific brush. Using that Dose of Colors palette, once again, grabbing that dark black and a small lip brush, I'm smudging over just the corner of the eye to drag it out a little bit more, create that feline look. And the trick to this, especially when using dark shadows and we don't want to have too much fallout on the skin, or if you've done your base prior to your eyes, make sure to use a very small amount of product on the brush when blending in, especially with black shades. Now just to define the crease a little bit more, going in with a small tapered loose brush and bringing those browns into the inner corner of the eye. This is going to help create more of that feline look and help us place the glitter once we're done with the browns. And you guys already know I absolutely love the Stila liquid glitter products. Today I'm using the Kitten Karma just to create more of that eye shape I was going for. As you can see, I start on the inner corner, apply the glitter using the specific applicator it gives you, and then you can blend that out with your finger. Of course, you can always blend this out with any brush that you might have, but because it's a liquid glitter, the consistency really does work a lot better when you apply with the fingers and blend out quickly. You can never have too much glitter, so of course I went right back on top with a NYX glitter primer and a lit loose glitter. And using a small lip brush, I'm going in and applying that right on the inner corner and dragging into the Stila liquid glitter that we had applied. Once I had the glitter on, I did feel like I wanted a little bit more black just to contrast and make it a lot more feline. So using a small angled brush again, I'm going back just to define the black. And on top of the black, going back in with a dose of colors dark brown just to smudge it out a lot more. As you can see here, I'm really building up that eyeliner, making sure that we have the focus of the dark eye look towards the outer parts of the eye. And to diffuse everything, make sure to go back in with a light brown just to go back into the contour shades and diffuse the outer edges. As you can see here, I'm using something a little bit more chiseled just to go over the browns we had. Always make sure to add whatever you add to the top to the bottom lashes as well. Using a brand new mascara I got from Pixie Beauty, go ahead and apply a couple coats to the top lashes only. Because the wand was a little bit bigger, I wanted to focus it on the top lashes. I did switch over to this Essence mascara for the bottom lashes. I found this Essence mascara recently. I absolutely love it, would recommend it to everybody, but if you do feel like you have watery eyes, for the under eye lashes, I would recommend the waterproof version. And once I had the mascara on, I went back in with a little bit more of that brown just to really give that dramatic feline look on the outer corner. Grab your favorite lashes. For this specific look, you want to make sure that the lashes go from small to long and focus the long part on the outer eye. This is going to really make sure that you're getting that feline cat eye look. If you use lashes that are short to short, long to long, it's not going to give that same appearance with the eyeliner we're going for. And because of course I'm impatient, I always use a black eyeliner on top of my lashes just to make sure that it hides any glue that is still drying. As you can tell, I was in love with that Pixie palette, so I went back in with a little bit of that contour. And using a loose brush, popping a little bit more of the blush all over the apples of the cheeks and the nose. And then final step for face, I went back in with my favorite go-to IT Cosmetics pressed powder. This product, I'm just focusing on the T-zone and under the eye. Wanted to go with something a little bit more neutral today for lips, so I'm using Caramelo in Stila Lip Matte Liquid. I didn't use a lip liner because these matte lipsticks, if you know me at all, you know these are my go-to absolute favorite. I recommend them for everybody. These are the kind of lipsticks that will stay on all day. You don't need a lip liner whatsoever. Just to give a little bit more dimension, I went in with a lighter shade right in the middle. And to give a little bit of glossiness, this is not a plumping gloss whatsoever. It's a NYX Sheer Gloss with more of a moisturizing factor. And this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching today's smoky eyeliner tutorial. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If there are any specific makeup looks you'd like to see from me, of course leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching!